Welcome to Mike Drops Up Close. We speak to entrepreneurs and thought leaders from all around the globe. Tune in and hit subscribe. Stay informed with inspiring stories from our amazing guests. We get up close and personal, covering subjects from business, marketing, and mindset. Hosted by Michael Kalisperis, a successful digital marketer and property investor.
Welcome to Mike Drops Up Close. We're going to literally have Desi join us anytime soon. So let's see. I'm going to just tag her in 2 seconds. Desi. There we go. Tag friend. Just tagged her in. Share this video if you don't mind with people that you think will get some benefit from this. Look at that there. Look at this. My beautiful photo of my son. Look at that. How beautiful is he? Absolutely stunning. I need to hang that up still. Keep putting it off. Right, so Des, I'm just going to say I'm live. There we go. Hey Caroline, hope you're well. It's good to see you here on the Mic Drop Show. We've got Desi Dobreva coming live really soon. She's a brilliant entrepreneur, fantastic friend, and a lady I absolutely respect massively. And she is top branding expert, as far as I'm concerned, out there. Hey Desi, let's get you let's invite you on. So let's add Desi. There you go. Yay, Kinga, how you doing? Good to see you here as well. Let me just go to my lives. Desi's been added now. Let's hope my internet holds up. Annoyingly. Hey Des, hey! Oh, Lucifer!
Yeah.
Hey, there's the true star.
I got the superstar of the show right here. Say hi,
That's
baby.
definitely the superstar of the show. Look at his eyes. Oh my God. They're like yours, actually. The eyes are very similar to yours.
Thank you for noticing.
Oh, look at those eyes. Wow. How are you anyway? You well?
Okay, bye. Yep. Who are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Well, we've got to hook up soon, haven't we?
I'm so happy to finally be here. I know that for everybody watching, we have been trying to schedule this for a while, but since I'm a horrible person, finally it's happening.
We are really busy, constantly busy, aren't we? It's just, it's the way it is. That's the way life is at the end of the day. Just let's share to group, to one of my groups. But yeah, no, it's really brilliant having you on. We've known each other a few years now, and I've always highly respected what you do and what you're about. For people that have not had the luxury of knowing the beautiful and amazing Desi Dobreva, I just call you Desi. Desislava's too long for my liking. But she's an amazing branding expert, social influencer, and she is smashing it. She's a really good friend. And you know, literally, your TEDx has just gone live, hasn't it? Your TEDx, amazing TEDx speaker as well. You waited quite a while for that, didn't you? What was the backstory to that? You waited quite a while for it to be released.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, when you do a TEDx talk, I don't know if you guys watching know this, I didn't, but not every TEDx talk ends up on the official TEDx channel on YouTube. Only the ones that are really like valuable and that people think will get a lot of views. And so from the beginning I knew mine would end up there, but I didn't know how long it would take. And usually I thought it takes a lot less time, but no. So it's been since the 2nd of August until just a few days ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, they've got to have, I mean, you would easily be up there anyway, so it's no surprise. I mean, especially when you've been featured in Thrive Global, Entrepreneur, Huffington Post, you know, one I've been featured in as well is Shift, as well as you. And yeah, these are great publications. And you know, you are really, truly an amazing person. We get on really well. We've met up a few times. Yeah, London was brilliant. We had a good laugh there with a few of us. She's absolutely crazy, by the way. Desi's absolutely a nutcase. She really is. She's absolutely crazy, but that's what I love about her. She's just a bit like me. We just don't give a shit. We are ourselves. People either like us or loathe us. But Desi is brilliant. So do you want to tell people a little bit about yourself from your own words? I mean, I could throw those summing up, but you really are a branding queen. And I remember giving you that title a long time ago, and it's kind of stuck. So it's true. You are really the branding queen out there, and you are brilliant at what you do. And the psychology of branding is really important. People just don't really touch on, but you got that. You know that to the T. Your life experiences have taught you everything you know, really, as well as, you know, obviously you've done marketing and so on. But you've really got a unique grasp of how to, you know, get brands out there. And so, you know, you are the expert leader out there, as far as I'm concerned. You are really, truly one of the expert leaders out there. And I just want to hear from your view, your story, how you came to where you are now. If you want to inform I know your story, but if you want to share with the audience.
First of all, whatever I say from this moment on, I don't think it's gonna be half as good as the way you described me. So thanks for that. You're the best show host ever, by the way. You make people seem 10 times more impressive than they really are, and that's a talent.
No, but you are. Oh, come on, you've had all these features. You are.
Thank you so much. By the way, I'm pretty sure that you were the person who came up with the branding queen, and once you said it in that video, everybody just picked it up. So there you go, setting trend.
Yeah.
But yeah, my story is quite, I guess, unusual because of where I come from and you know how I got to where I am. So for those of you who don't know me, hi. My name is Des, and I come from a little country called Bulgaria, which, funnily enough, a lot of people from other continents have never heard of. Just move to Asia and ask anybody. Nobody here knows what Bulgaria is, except when you say yogurt. Apparently, our yogurt is very famous in Asia. So yeah, that's where I grew up, in a family that was anything but wealthy. So my whole life, I was pretty much used to not having anything. And you know, the one thing that always pissed me off, that pisses me off to this day, is having to choose between things. It's like whenever I would want something, I mean, it's not that if your parents give you everything, you're spoiled. It's like just having the option to have whatever you want, right? So my parents would always tell me, you know, you just cannot have everything in life, and you shouldn't want to. Like, life is about hard work and, you know, struggles and compromise. And no, my whole life I've just been, fuck that. Really? Life is about struggle? Oh, that makes me want to live so badly, you know? So when I was in my early 20s and I finally moved away from Bulgaria, which I love, but I don't love the mindset over there, I realized, yep, life is definitely not about hard work. Life is about being happy and being successful in the way you define success. Because here's the thing, like, a lot of people argue about what success means, and I never understand that, because success is a very subjective term. One person will define it by being married to the right spouse. One person will define it by having $1 million business, right? For me, success is about being happy and being satisfied with myself and my relationships, and being able to afford whatever the hell I want, pretty much. And so when I left Bulgaria and I saw how other people live, I got really inspired. And well, not at first. At first I was miserable because I was the first person out there, and everybody was just...
So you got Lucifer, that is.
Yeah, but I wish Lucifer was with me back then. But yeah, it was a bad time because I couldn't afford even to eat at times, and I had to really have a strong mindset to get out of the hellhole that I was in terms of mindset and in terms of thinking that's all I deserve. So once that happened, about 5 years ago, and I started this business, it has been the best thing I've ever done in my life, pretty much, after having Lucifer.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, I think what you've managed to achieve is amazing. And again, like you say, where you come from, I know that small mindset that can come from countries like that. I mean, Cyprus is very similar. There's people that have, well, why are you on Facebook? Why are you doing that? Why, you know, it's very, it's not just, you know, Cyprus, any country, a lot of people have small minds, but the old village mindset is still there, you know. Why are you out there? But this is the reality of the new world that we live in. It's just the way it is, and you know, it's something that we've been brought up in. And the reality is that the more people get in tune with it, the more they start realizing actually it's not the medium that's bad; it's the way people use the medium that could be good or bad. You know, so that's the key. And so obviously you get trolls. I mean, we had trolls when my son was born healthy and made disabled, and just spreading awareness to help other people. Forgave the people that made my son blind, deaf, and spastic cerebral palsy. Spreading awareness, still got trolls. You can't win. You can't win. So there will be people with opinions, and I love the way you deal with that. By the way, your trolls, you get trolls that are very. I just love the way you work with them, because it's funny. You don't block them. You actually try to educate them, and you're very sarcastic with them, which I love. But it's really great. And some of them you've actually converted, haven't you? And they've even signed up to your courses. It's like, whoa, it's crazy. But it's amazing how you deal with them, because a lot of people can't. They're not strong enough to do that, to deal with, because some of them have been very, very harsh to you. Like, you know, the problem is, and I'm speaking to another friend who's really smashing it now, a great girl, I should tag her in, Laura. She's all about women power and so on. And the thing is, you know, it's one thing saying women are lucky because they might be good looking or whatever maybe it is, but it's harder, I think, to be taken seriously. You know, when, like, for yourself, I've seen it, witnessed it for myself. People saying, well, she's just doing nice photos of herself or something like that. When actually, your content and value is massive. It's brilliant. What you teach and what you're about in terms of branding is really, 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 really valuable stuff. And it's actually stuff that's not really been taught out there, which is refreshing. So when you get people commenting like that, you always have a sea of people coming and supporting you. It's beautiful to watch, because people are like, hang a minute, you just judge someone by the book of the cover of the book straight away, just because you happen to be a pretty girl, you're unique, and they're judging straight away. And the fact is, your content drove you to your success and influence before your looks did, you know. And that's the reality of the situation. But some people judge, and that's the sad thing. They just judge. But I love the way you deal with them. It's brilliant. I mean, I don't know how you hold your cool, because some of them have been very, very, really, you know, worryingly sexually abusive.
Yeah.
And you just take it in your stride. It's like, whoa, this girl's strong. She's got some Metallica in her, you know. Literally.
Well, Marilyn
You've got
Manson.
some Marilyn, yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
No,
I should have known.
I mean, when you almost take your own life because of bullying and cyberbullying and what people say about you, there comes a point where it's just like, no, you can say anything. I just won't give a shit. And that's pretty much how I feel in real life as well. I've spent a lot of time trying to understand that words really are just words. And oftentimes,
Absolutely.
what people say, they don't really mean it. And all of the trolls and all the haters, most of the time, they don't mean what they're saying. They don't hate you. They don't want to ruin your life. They want somebody to help them, right? I mean, hey, I'm not gonna be that person, because I don't give a crap about you. I give a crap about the people I love. But go and help yourself. So the faster I can move them away from just whatever it is they're doing on my feed and my stuff, and go and hopefully get help, the better.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wish that more people were just confident enough to understand that it's never about them, because that once you have that realization, it's like your entire life changes and you can do anything. You can build a business, and that's why I've managed to get to where I am in terms of business success, because as you said, yeah, I mean, looks help, I'm not gonna lie, to a certain degree, but it's like a knife with two blades. It can really hurt you, especially if you look in a way that's not considered professional, in the mediocre way that professional is supposed to look like. You know, have a tie and wear a nice suit dress and whatever.
Yeah. I got a cap on today. I don't give a crap.
It's really, yeah. And you know, I've been a witness so many times at what men can get away with online in terms of what they post about, what they talk about, and what women can get away with. And wow, we can barely get away with anything. So my goal has always been to build the type of personal brand and business brand where I can get away with way more things than most women, simply because I'm honest, I'm direct, I'm straightforward, and I'm not afraid to tell it like it is, and to sometimes bust myths and be controversial if that's what it takes to get people to use this thing right here.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just literally, here we go. Sorry, give me a second. I'm literally trying to invite some people in. Because there's some people I think we get some, well, not just some, loads of people have great value from what you talk about. And there's some friends that actually recently, I've seen a strong influence of women coming out there now, and social media is giving them that voice. Literally, it's giving them that voice where before they might have been sort of like, you know, in trapped either at home as a housewife. I am judging now, but a lot of women do get trapped because of the fact that they could either give birth to babies and they've got to look after children and so on and that. So it's beautiful to know a few people. I've got a friend called Camilla who's doing really well in property. She's got children. She's like single mum, amazing. My friend Khadija, the Apprentice star, I interviewed her recently on the Mic Drop show. She was on The Apprentice, and you know, again, a great mum and smashing it. And it's just beautiful to watch. Laura, who's amazing, she just got literally picked up to talk in front of thousands of people. She went to come to a speaking event, and this guy, Andy Harrington, said, right, you're coming in 7 days' time to speak to thousands of people. And she smashed it, got a standing ovation. There's some beautiful, 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 and it's lovely. Honestly, I support people. I always support people. All these people, you ask them, genuinely, I support naturally. And it's not just women, it's men as well, support. And I love supporting people that I see so much potential and growth and beauty in them, you know. And that, and, you know, the reality is it's all about giving and obviously fair exchange in life. But the reality is I just love watching people grow, and you do that with brands. You help brands grow. And you are, like, literally, I'd say one of the best out there, if not the best out there, in the brand influencing arena. And you do know your shit in that. And some people will argue with it and try and, you know, put themselves above and better and all this kind of thing, or try and undermine you. But the reality is, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I'm into branding, marketing as well myself. You know, I specialize in chatbots and funnels. And yeah, I would say you are the branding queen. You know, I do this stuff and I see you the branding queen because you've made it your niche. You are expert at it. You literally focus on that and you are consistently on it. You know, it is you. You are the branding queen. Hence the viral language spreading. Yeah, so you are literally the branding queen. And you do it really well. And you've had some major successes with some really good big brands as well, and people wanting to contact you and so on, working together. And I appreciate you reaching out to me to work with you as your Facebook ads guy. You know, I obviously am honoured to work with you, but not just because of what I know and my expertise in that arena, but actually because we're friends. And what you said earlier about it's about you, it's not about us. That's what it's about. That's how business is done. I had a guy, Stel, who flew over from Cyprus yesterday to visit me. He just told me 2 days before, Mike, I don't know him. He just connected with me on Facebook, saw my journey, wants to invest in property, just followed me. And you don't know who's watching is the reality. This guy took action, came out, and we met up, and really nice guy. And it's just, this is what we're talking about we are our own brand, you know. And there's a lot of truth in being true to yourself, but obviously you need to brand yourself as well. And maybe I'm too much one way too much, you know. Maybe I'm just too me, you know. I don't push sales or anything like that. Maybe I'm just too much one way. I don't know, but we're all in it to learn, aren't we? At the end of the day. But what you do is amazing, Des, and you know, I think your story is brilliant. I mean, you used to work in a restaurant, that's right? Washing plates, wasn't it?
That was my first ever job. It was a part-time job washing dishes in a Turkish restaurant where it was terrible, and they were abusing me all the time. That's why I learned Danish, though. You know, I didn't speak because I was in Denmark, and I didn't speak a word of Danish. And these two women back in the kitchen kept saying stuff like in front of me, but not at me. And I was like,
Right. Oh
I
God.
think they're talking about me. And so literally in only 4 or 5 months, I learned Danish and I learned how to understand them. And yeah, they were talking about me, pretty much just insulting me. And I remember one of the
Oh,
days right before I quit, I was like, you know what? Today is the day when I'm finally gonna acknowledge that I understand them. And so they were saying some bunch of crap like, oh, look at her. What is she wearing? Like, what is she doing? She's so bad at this. She can't even wash a glass, which I really could not. And I turned around, and I don't even remember what I said, but it was something sarcastic, like, "Yeah, like, can you?" or something like that. And their faces are engraved in my mind forever, and I didn't hear a peep out of them after that. Which
yeah.
is pretty much
Oh,
how
that's
you should
brilliant.
deal
I
with
love
that
it.
stuff. That's pretty much how you should deal with that stuff online as well. Like sometimes you have to ignore, but sometimes you have to put people in their place because they will try to
Yeah.
undermine you, as you said, and they will try to, they will not try, they will steal your shit. They will take your
Oh
things, put
yeah.
them in their
It's
own
happened.
way products. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah. I've had people jumping on my feeds to claim, you know, just to jump on the feed to actually to get the engagement of my feed,
Oh,
and it's or like try and steal customers that are, you know, are wanting to connect with me about something. Then, you know, it's just so desperate and sad. Just be genuine, just be decent.
you know,
But people do it.
most of the time it's like just let them because they will embarrass themselves so much that nobody's gonna follow them anywhere anyway. I very,
Yeah.
very rarely put somebody in their place because of something like that, because usually what ends up happening is they completely destroy any brand authority they may have had. They look desperate, they look like anything but authentic, and people don't like that. You're not gonna
Yeah.
get a chunk of my audience because you showed up on my feed and said a bunch of crap and tried to steal my engagement. People can see right through that. Like consumers have become
Yeah.
so much more evolved over the past decade. It's crazy.
People aren't stupid at the end of the day, and they can see who's genuine and who's not. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, and I believe if I can see it, I believe other people can. You know, and obviously people can slip through, you know, and can't see certain things with certain people, but it's definitely people aren't as stupid as maybe maybe they were, you know, they fell into certain funnels in the past. People aren't stupid. It's all about giving value these days and being there. And what I say to people, and it's a bit unethical, I guess, in the marketing world, is I'd say you got to do, I call it wave marketing. It's kind of a consistency, like a wave would come in, but it can come at different levels. Some people would argue you have to do this much, so many times a day, so long. I'm not in that thought because people are, you know, no one knows the algorithm. There's always like people kind of claiming they know the algorithm on Facebook and stuff like that. No one knows the algorithm, but one thing I can guarantee you, the algorithm would not pick you above others by having a certain time. You'd look more like a business, for instance, if you're doing off your personal profile, you know. So the reality is, if you are being consistent, but at different heights and levels and different forms of posting, whether it be written posting or whether it be a video, you know, you just mix it up a bit. That will always help you regardless, as far as I'm concerned. It's a form of consistency, but don't be stressed. You have to do a live every day, 4 times a day, and be Gary Vee at 6 times a day, or whatever it is. He's got all his teams doing it. But some people get really nervous and anxiety. I mean, I'm training him. I've got a mastermind. I've got some top property guys in my mastermind that I'm training, and we're on the second training month, and the engagement and results they're getting are like fantastic, you know. And I'm teaching them that not to be over the top. Don't feel that you have to do, you know, just they've got to first get comfortable with them first. And every personality is different. And I know the psychology behind it is once they get comfortable, even if it meant once a month for them, that's a lot. Once they do it and they break that barrier, just do it. I know the consistency and the more they will come. But I'm not going to say to right at the beginning, you have to do it 3 times at least a week, blah, 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 because not everyone can do that. People can't always do that. And if they can't do a live, do a different form of a post, you know, written post, an educational post, whatever it may be, a poll, whatever it is, something for engagement. But it's just breaking that first nervousness and getting used to it. It becomes second nature. It doesn't feel like they've got this chore of posting, "Hey, Lucifer!" Oh, he really is. Look at him. Look at. Oh my goodness, hiding now. I love it.
Yeah,
His first part.
he's a poser.
Sorry.
Like he needs
Yeah,
to
I was gonna
be on camera. I mean, is it really a surprise?
say his Facebook Live.
Yeah, every time I'm filming
Where's
things,
Sloth? I've not seen Sloth for a long time.
well, that's because there was jealousy and there was like an internal war that Lucifer won. So Sloth is punished upstairs in the bedroom, and he sometimes slaps him around. Talking
Sloth is
about consistency, right? Lucifer is very consistent with his hate towards Mr. Sloth.
Sloth is one of Desi's. How would you call it? It's like a toy.
Well, you know what?
It's like a teddy bear.
I won't. Don't call him a teddy bear. You get offended. No, so when I actually, this is actually a great story for this interview, because when I got Mr. Sloth, my brand was not like, I'm not gonna say it was non-existent, but I was a beginner. That was a few years ago, like what, 3 years ago. And I was sitting brainstorming on my brand strategy, and I was like, okay, so I need to have a brand prop, because props are, it
It
could be
worked.
anything. It could be it could be a hat. Like you can get famous by being the coach with the hat, like Elliot Kay. You can be the person with the cat or whatever with Lucifer. But I got a sloth because at that time they were not popular. Nobody was going crazy over them, and I was like, I'm gonna make this happen. And so then I made this whole story that became part of my brand, and it got ingrained into my brand so much that every time I would go live, which was pretty much daily back then, I was really hustling and building. Everybody would be like, "Where's Mr. Sloth?" And it really brought me a lot of brand awareness, and it actually brought new clients in because they thought, "Look at this crazy, quirky woman. She's a business owner."
I met you when you had the sloth.
Oh my God, yeah! Like he's
I
actually
was like,
made me money.
what?
It's
Sorry?
he's actually made me a ton of money. That's hilarious that a toy
The sloth
fool.
has made you tongue.
But it just
Because it's
yeah.
what's interesting about it, although it's a brand prop, and it was cool, it was just something different. It actually fitted your brand anyway for you and your personality, and that's all you're doing with your brand props is you're just exaggerating, you're polarizing your true natural self. So when people meet you in person, you are you online, as am I,
Yeah.
and so all you're doing is you're just highlighting your personality. So sloth is you have got a kind of rock chick, kind of gothic stroke, what you call it, and the sloth is quite a cool. It's soft, got black long fingernails. You know, it kind of works with the brand. So I can see how it works. It's cool. It's different. Yeah, exactly. And so that works. I can see how that worked. But also, it was something that I presume actually helped you have something to have a bit of a conversation in engagement. You know, even you used to joke like, you know, what do you think, sloth, or something like that. You know, literally. And although that's maybe something you moved on from, it definitely helped. You know, definitely helped with
Oh yeah.
your growth.
Oh my God, it helped so
Yeah.
much. It was a stage, you know, and I still show them from time to time. And people think people who don't understand branding think that this kind of thing is ridiculous, like you're not a serious business owner. But really, because right now I moved on to showing this guy occasionally, and people
Lucifer,
love
exactly.
that. I have had so many of my new clients because just in the past month I've gotten like 100 new clients for the products I'm selling, and half of them message me and they're like, so how's Lucifer? Like, what's Lucifer doing? You know, I have a cat too. And I've created so many conversations that build brand loyalty. It's because brand
I've got a
loyalty is tough to build. You know, it's one of the toughest things.
yeah. My dog, if I put my dog online, it just keep on biting me. You know, cats are nicer. You know, he's not. There's a painful bite, but it'll just be like constantly, you know, moving and that. And he farts. He farts, man. It smells like. Ugh. I'm like, what the hell are you feeding him to my wife? He farts. I'm like, oh, that's gross. But no, he's a really cute dog. He's like a pug stroke Jack Russell. Really cute dog. I wasn't even into animals. I got sort of like, you know, hustled into it by the kids really, and the wife. But now I'm into it. I'm kind of like I'm slowly getting myself back to where I should be in life, you know, after so many years when my son was made disabled. And, you know, the dog is not something I'd normally have, but it gives a lot of life to the family. It's good for the kids. And it's nice to see them running around happy, you know, when obviously their brother might be in hospital, for instance. They've got something else to focus on. Do you know what I mean? It's great. But Lucifer's brilliant. He's brilliant, and he's got your eyes, man. It's your eyes. So it's again, there's a connection with you as the owner of Lucifer.
You know, the other day, this is such a testament to the time we live in. I saw a post by somebody on Facebook asking, hey, you know, I'm looking to get a pet snake because I think it would look great on my Instagram and I can use it in my brand. And I was like, you know what?
That's bad.
Please get a pet because it's good for your brand. However, if you really adopt a pet because you love him and you want to like save a life and make him like be happy, then yeah, absolutely. If you want to find
Exactly, it's going to be for the right.
into your brand, yeah.
Yeah. See, and obviously you're doing a live. You're at home. Your cat's there. It's not for pitching or anything like that. But, you know, it's not trying to be anything. It's just that is your cat. You love him.
Yeah.
You're struggling to get him out of the country now, aren't you? He's like I think you should smuggle him in a suitcase. Because for people that are watching that don't know, Desi literally speaks across the whole world. She's literally and you live in. She'll go and live somewhere for a few months and then go and move somewhere else and live there for a few months. She really is a digital nomad. The true type, not the fake ones that got their laptop in front of a beach and getting someone to some random guy to take a photo of them. She's actually a true digital nomad. There is, we know many like that, don't we? Let's be honest. We know a lot of them are just trying to claim they're living this amazing passive lifestyle, and it's just BS.
Living the life. I just made 100 grand this month from sitting on the beach for half an hour a day and drinking mojito.
Yeah, it's like, what? Okay. But you truly are, and obviously we've met up in London as well, and I know you've been to America. You did a retreat recently, didn't you? Really cool. I wish I could have gone, just really couldn't go.
I know.
With Simone.
Yeah, so good. You were missed. You would have.
It looked beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, it was amazing.
And another great marketing guy I love, as Jerry West was there as well, wasn't he? And really top guy. And it's just nice to see someone genuine in the industry. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, people will either connect to you or not connect to you. We had the person that was in the group that is just a little bit fake, let's say, and she just turned on you, this particular one, and it was kind of like obvious she was fake. But that was quite an experience, to be fair. She really just totally turned on you. And these people are the kind of people that need the help the most in a funny way, but they don't help themselves. It's horrible watching it happen, like self-destruct.
You think you have, and I know that I have a pretty good read on people. Like I study a lot of like behavioral psychology and stuff like that, but sometimes people slip through the cracks and you think somebody has what it takes to learn from you and to accept constructive criticism and all of that. But at one point you realize that's not why they joined, because she was part of a minor circle and they just turn on you. And that's why I always say to people, beware, because your biggest fans, the ones who are almost unstably loyal to you, will become your biggest haters. They are the ones who will turn on you. She was my biggest fan. Like, she was going everywhere promoting me without me asking, asked me to stay in her house, which I even accepted. And just a month later, she just went nuts. And that has happened to me more than once.
And I think it was because of her own shit in her own head, to be blunt, and it's a shame, because everyone obviously were there for her, but she really turned quite nasty. It's like she was brewing for a long time, just holding it back in. But it's a good thing to point on, because we talked about trolls earlier, and the idea of what trolls are and who they are. They're not always your random people. They're sometimes people that you may know that are just are jealous of you, you never knew of it, or just have got, are not getting where they want to be in life, and they've got frustrations. They're just want to push that burden on other people. And I suspect hers was the latter. You know, she had her own frustrations. I mean, I can't answer for her at all, but it was quite interesting to see. And you did warn people about how this works with brand. You did mention this before, and it came true. And so, you know, the reality is this is why you're the best at what you do, and you are very good at the psychology of brand, which is what makes you a leader, in my opinion. You know, I know brand very well, I know people very well, but I'm not an expert like you in people, reading people, the psychology of people, that kind of thing. I would not claim to be that. I mean, I do my best on that side aspect, just from learning in life. But you know, but the reality is, I've not focused on that as my core niche. You know, my core niche is funnels and chatbots. You know, and that's what I know. You know, and Facebook ads, and this, and this, and that, and that, and that, and this. Keep adding other bits, but the problem is with these things, if you do chatbots, you can't do chatbots without ads. You know, you have to incorporate them. You can do, but you should incorporate them a little bit. You can't do those without going to somewhere like a funnel, like a website funnel, you know. And so they're all interlinked, but you know, it's hard to niche when you're a marketer, very hard to niche.
That's true, but you know what? You don't always have to. Like in some cases, you absolutely have to niche down. I have always thought you should. However, when it comes to people like me, I chose purposefully not to find a really specific niche. Like, ooh, I'm the branding expert for location independent entrepreneurs, for pharmaceutical companies, whatever the fuck. I didn't want to limit myself, and
Me neither.
everybody said it was a mistake. I kid you not. Everybody, all the mentors I've had, and I was like, well, I know better than you. And so I didn't.
Yeah.
But I was lucky.
Yeah.
So it was the right decision. By the way, the comments are hilarious. I was just reading Darren's comment. And
What's it called? Is it called Michael? I saw that one.
also we have a question by Alicia, which was
Okay.
let's see. He says, "Hi, quick question. What impact does branding have on marketing metrics?" Which is a very interesting question because I'm gonna say something that I always say when people ask me about marketing or advertising and how they relate to branding. So you can't really have marketing metrics or marketing at all without branding, because even if you have not worked on your brand still exists. If you have not worked on your brand, but you are marketing your business, that's a no-no, because you will not get the results you desire, and even if you do, they will be short-term, they will be short-lived. So how does it affect marketing metrics? Well, when you have a very, very stellar brand strategy, which includes your origin story, which includes your business goals, and they are aligned with your brand goals and all of that stuff, your brand personality, you know exactly where you're going, you know how the path is going to lead you there, you have full clarity. And if that doesn't impact your marketing metric, I honestly don't know what does.
No, you're right. And the reality is, like, Alicia, I'm trying to think, is that Alicia Israel? Is it? Yeah, American. Yeah. Hi, Alicia. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, no, I mean, Alicia knows, you know, you do many different things. And there was a point when you were struggling as well, Alicia, and I helped you out a few months back. And, you know, I think for me, again, it's about being you. And you know, if you're talking about how it helps grow your brand and on the metrics, I think you can literally physically see them by the way people connect with you. Literally, you can do key performance indicators and really jot these stuff down. It's important to do that, but sometimes you can actually just physically see the difference. You know, literally physically see the difference. So I would say, you know, branding is really, really important. When you start branding, you start seeing a bit of a difference with literally, you know, it could be likes, could be comments, could be more engagement, you know, whatever it is on an ad. But, you know, you had actually, Alicia, just for you specifically, you put out you in a tricky situation. I helped you out in that point, but you had quite a few people jump on you in a big long feed saying you can't be vulnerable like that. I disagree with them. I literally helped you. I sent you some help. Sorry?
I did not disagree with them.
No, you agreed with them. You agreed with it. But this is the whole beauty of it. The reality is that the reality is you can have different opinions. But I actually appreciated him being honest and vulnerable. Now, you were taking it from the branding point of view, where it might not have been working for him at that stage. But people are forgetful. People are forgetful. You were right, but people can be very, very forgetful. And you know, he needed that at that time. And you know, he's got himself back on his feet, and good, all full trumps to him. You know, he's doing well. You know, and so that's where, you know, and I could see that this guy was just in a rut at that time. He was in that position at that time. Now, you and a few others agreed with the original comment, and I can understand why you'd agree with that. And I mean, I can agree with it as well, but I saw a little bit further than that, you know. You know, so what you were saying it from the business point of view. I was seeing it from him as a person, and I could see where he's been. I mean, we've all been there. We've all had an issue in life, and it's getting on top of it. I've been there with my son. And some people need that encouragement, some people don't, some people, you know, so everything's different, and there's an angle that's both right and wrong in both opinions.
Yeah,
You know,
there's
both
different ways
work.
to help. You just chose to help him as a person. I chose to help him as a business owner. And
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
really good, because I feel like he both learned the lesson, hopefully, and he got the help that he needed in terms of monetary help, because you were just so kind. So I personally, I do what you did, but I honestly most of the time prefer to give them advice that will, hopefully, if they implement it, will help them get to a point fast where they're not gonna have to ask for that kind of help, you know? And there's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with either of those things.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're saying. And there were people that commented that I got a lot of respect for, like Mitch and so on, and they're right. But sometimes people can't react to those very harsh criticism. You know, sometimes it doesn't work well for some people, and I didn't think that would work well in this case. But I mean, you know, I think it helped having both opinions in this case, and I think, I mean, Alicia's just put thank you. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Here you go. It's this. Alicia just wrote this. Thank you, Michael. I'll pay it forward. That did lead to a connection that led me directly to my biggest business goal at the time. So everyone's right. Again, so we were right in every way. So my monetary donation to him to help him off his you know, desperate situation helped him, and it led on to a great business lead, which he said everyone was right, because your advice was also right. But perfect case study there. And he's a really nice guy, Alicia. He's a very hard worker. He does care for his customers. He does work really, really, really hard, and he's smashing it. He's doing really well now. Shaquille's online. Hey, Shaquille, how you doing, buddy?
We got
Yeah.
scientist, somebody from your audience, I think, who is
What's that, sorry?
Cos.
Oh, Cos. It's
Yeah.
my cousin.
He's saying, I think there needs to be a vision or passion or emotion that you need to convey rather than a niche of the market. What do you
Absolutely.
think?
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's
You've got passion in your branding, haven't you? You're passionate about your group and community.
passion is mandatory when you, for me, like you can. So this question is both true and untrue in the way he asks it, because yes, you always need to convey emotion and passion, and that's one of the pillars of building your authority online, but it's also just the basis for having a business, because if you're not passionate about it, you're not going to. However, it's not more important than a niche, because in many cases you have to niche down if you want to. For example, I knew a fitness instructor ages ago. He was a client of mine back when I was just getting started on Upwork, and he was being super general. He literally just said, I'm a fitness instructor. He didn't specialize in anything, not because he didn't have the knowledge, but because he didn't know he had to online. And so he wasn't doing well, and he hired me. He was one of the first people who hired me for branding. And I told him, listen, like, what are you really good at in terms of this? Are you good at weight loss? Are you good at helping them with cravings, you know, building muscle? And so he said, I'm amazing at helping people lose weight in a healthy way. And so we rebranded him to that, instead of just, hey, I'm a random fitness instructor, I do what everybody else does. And that was just the magic that was needed. So in some cases, niching down will explode your business, but you have to have passion no matter what, whether you niche down or not.
Yeah, absolutely. And a bit like you can be overall, because you've got many talents and skills, but you focus on one or two things. That's the key thing. Like for me, I focus on building funnels. For people that don't know what funnels are, they're keyword targeted, and help you convert leads through a very clean, what you could call a website, but it's not really a website. And chatbots, and that's my thing. I do enterprise chatbots to really help people, and part of that is Facebook ads as well. I mean, I did Facebook ads for people in the property industry, really gave them amazing results. And the thing is, it's like, it's very hard to say just one thing. If I was to say one thing, just stick on one niche, I would say, I help with lead generation, because all those fit in with lead generation.
Yeah.
They all fit in with lead generation, and the thing is, you can't have one without the other, because one will lead to another. So if you have a chatbot, you really need to have it going somewhere as well. So it's important to have the others. Or if you want traffic to go to it, you need the ads to go to it, or you do it organic. It depends which angle you go, and obviously a consultation with the business needs to take place to discuss that. But what I love about what you do, and it's something that I learned from you being in your inner circle, and I took a punt with you actually, because I took a bit of a chance. I saw you online briefly, and I thought, I love the way she's just not full of BS. And again, I connect with people who are real, and some people might not like you for being straight up and honest, but I love that. I love that, and I think that's where people connect with me as well. I'm maybe too soft, and they connect with me that way, but I'm not as polarizing as you. I don't think I could say to people, don't fucking do that, you idiot. But your honesty is commendable. I'd sort of say it in a more polite way, but it doesn't always work well doing it the polite way, because you're doing what's right for them.
Yeah.
But what you taught me when we first met a couple of years back was the fact that your tribe, your community are, and when you say it's all about you, is where it's really at. That's really where it truly at, and it isn't about me or you. We're just the funnel for them to and a lot of the stuff people know. People aren't stupid, but they get busy, they get confused. They might have picked up, they might go to one course and to another course, and I mean, I did a lot of courses in property, did well in property, very stressful times though in property. And the reality is, these things can just turn in an instant. All it takes is the bank to just change policy, or interest rates go sky high, and these things can turn in an instant. So it's very stressful industry to be in. But then any business is, if it's your own business and money's involved. But what I've always loved, and obviously someone that worked at the BBC, and what I've always trained in was design and marketing. And so for me, I had to come back to my core self. So I took time out in property, did that, focus on that, and then obviously now I'm getting people hiring me to do their stuff for them within most of the niche is property, to be fair. But we're working together with a really great martial arts guy at the moment. And we've got our gig, which I wish you were coming to. We've got our gig, which is on the 16th and 17th, an event in London. And for the benefit of anyone that wants to join Desi's BBS crew, I'm offering some tickets for free. Desi has a really great, the tickets are £97, by the way. I'm going to cover the cost of that for a select few, maybe 10. So if you're interested in joining, Desi's a great branding school. She's got a waiting list at the minute, but put your name in there. When are you reopening, Des?
Next month.
Next month, so not long. So get your name on the few. If you really want to help your brand, Desi's the main person for that. She really does know her stuff. She's got some great courses that Desi has on that sort of stuff, and she really does know her niche. And I would highly suggest. I mean, Des, let me know if anyone comes in from this live. I'll sort them out a space at the 2-day marketing event in London at the Marriott Hotel in London. It's going to be amazing. We've got 15 speakers. We've got a YouTube expert, David. We've got the apprentice star Khadija, who I tagged in on this post. You might see it later. She's going to be there. There's affiliate marketers making 40k a month. You know, it's just crazy. There's an 8-figure entrepreneur. Literally, there's like crazy amount of value there for like 2 days and $97. But you can have that for free if you join Desi's group. And Desi didn't know this. I just threw this out there because I really do see a lot of value in Desi's branding, the BBS school that she's in, and I'm happy to do that. It's my way of paying it forward, because Desi was actually one of the first people I met when I was more confused, coming out of, let's be honest, depression, with what happened to my son. And I wanted to connect with people. I connected with people in property. Don't get me wrong, I had mentorships in that. But I wanted to connect with someone that was from my sort of background, what I tend to do. And it was just nice connecting with a great group of community. We've got Darren as well, as a really fantastic friend that I've met from there. Kenya is a lovely friend. It's just nice just meeting up with people. And it just made me feel, you know, I haven't been able to kind of connect as much as I'd like in the group sessions. I'm just a busy man, but it was a beautiful thing right at the beginning, and it really helped me. So that's my way to pay back. So whoever joins your community in a month's time, you know, I'm happy to give them the free ticket to join our event, £97, save them that. It's in March, 16th and 17th of March. So you're more than welcome. Just mention Everest, as in the mountain, because that's what the event's called, the Everest. If you want to go to see where it is, it's www.everestuk.com. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. So I just thought I'd throw that one in there, shock you there, Desi, you know. So if they join you, they can come in for free. Just let me know, and I'll tag in who's in. But I offered this out to the BBS crew already, didn't I, the other day? Just a select few. And a lot of people, can't make it on that date. So I thought in this live, just spur of the moment, I thought to myself, I'll throw it out there. People join in, be an extra incentive, because it's a great course that you do on the branding. So yeah, brilliant. But I just want to say thank you. You've been absolutely amazing. And what's your next thing? Where are you going next, Des? Let's hear it all. Where's next? What's next for Des? Because you're smashing it. You're doing really, really well. You've got some great things happening, you know.
I am still in Asia for a few more months. For those of you who don't know, I live in Thailand, in Chiang Mai, and I've already decided where I'm moving next. However, only the BBS members know. I held a little competition in my awesome way, so that the person who gets—
I don't even know if I won. Probably didn't.
No. Funnily enough, the person who won is Anna, and she already owns the thing, so I need to find another winner. But whoever guesses my next destination wins my royalty branding course, which costs $1,000. Yay! But I'm gonna say one thing: once I move there this year, hopefully end of the year, I will be able to come to all your events.
So it's Ireland, obviously.
No.
It's not?
No, it's not. It was going to be, but it's not. So, ha.
I'm gutted now. I'm gutted.
Yeah.
I'm gutted, because I know you love Ireland. I know it's your place where you probably want to end up.
Well, I found a place that I love more.
Sorry?
I found
You found a place you love more?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Where would that be?
I'll
There's got to be
tell
lots
you.
of cats.
Oh, yeah.
There's got to be. It's not France, is it? No?
I'll tell
Interesting.
you, but I won't tell these guys yet.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. You got me thinking now. I'm going to be wondering about that now. But that'd be awesome. So we're planning to do more events, definitely, and it'd be good to get you on board, Des, without doubt. Move forward with all that. But you've been an amazing guest. I would love to, connect more and more people to you. I think you're a brilliant person. I just want to do a little plug for a collaboration I'm doing with my friends, designer Luke and Raj. We created another recreation called Just an Idea, and Just an Idea is for help people launch and people with ideas. And we've combined a printing company, a top-end designer who's really good at branding as well, Luke, and obviously my marketing skills to help people. It could be in property. You know, people always want brochures, they want business cards, you know, they want a strategy to move forward, they want to know how to, you know, all this kind of stuff. Yeah, so we launched Just an Idea. Its official launch is at the end of this month. We keep on saying we just letting people know. We've all been really busy at the minute to actually really properly put our whole time into it. I mean, one person was on holiday and then they come back, and the other person's, you know, traveling, and I'm traveling. It's just sort of, so we said, right, end of February we'll sort something out. But yeah, Just an Idea is launching, and if any of you watching or watch on replay want to find out a little bit more about that, it's going to be absolutely awesome. You're going to get discounts on our services just because we're collaborating together. This is a new launch. It is for ideas and stuff, and we can definitely help you out. And I would highly also recommend connect with Desi. She is absolutely amazing. She is an amazing entrepreneur. I've got a lot of respect for. She's a brilliant friend. She's funny as fuck. Literally, she's so funny. You freaked me out in London, though. You did freak me out. You guys all, and Kenya scared me as well. She scared me. She just randomly came up with my name out of the blue, just went, my God, what the fuck is that? No, it's quite funny. It's quite funny, but like, yeah, small insider joke, but yeah, it was brilliant. It was brilliant, and I love connecting with you guys, and you know, I see you as my family, literally, I really do, and I highly recommend people that you know, you should connect with Desi anyway, because she's fucking awesome anyway. She really is awesome. She's got some pretty brilliant ideas, and she's amazing at what she does. So certainly connect with Desi. So before I end, Mike drops up close, and thank you again, Des. I always offer my guests, who would you recommend out of your sort of like connections, who would suit coming on Mike Drops Up Close? Maybe a brand influencer or someone that you think could need this. Who would you recommend that would suit coming on Mike Drops Up Close? It's about their background, how they come about, and how they're moving forward in their business. Anyone?
Have you gotten Jerry West here yet?
No, not at Jerry West. Yeah, it'd be lovely if you could tag him in. And yeah, I mean, I'm friends with him as well. We'll get him on. If he's free, it'd be great to get him on. Absolutely. Yeah, nice guy.
He is fantastic, and he loves meeting with people. And your audience, if they think I tell it like it is, they're gonna love him.
Jerry straight up, definitely. Yeah, no, definitely. We'll get Jerry on then. You know, we'll try and sort of something out. We'll ping him a few things. We mentioned him here. Lucifer, I would love to do an interview with Lucifer as well, to be fair, but he just, I don't know, he can't make his mind up, can he? Whether he's on camera or not.
Well, there's a possibility he'll just do this for the whole interview, so it won't be very fun.
Des, it's been an absolute pleasure. This whole episode will be converted into a podcast as well, so this is a YouTube video as well. I've got, hey, listen to this. Let me just get to it. Tell me what you think. Listen to this. All right, let's try and find it. Okay, I want you to hear, because this is my intro to my podcast. So I'm converting it to a podcast, but I didn't want to do my own voice. I hate my own voice, if I'm being honest with you. I really can't stand my own voice, but let's just find mic drops. Here we go. Just gonna play it.
Welcome to Mike Drops Up Close. We speak to entrepreneurs.
Don't know if you can hear that. 1 minute.
From all around the globe. Tune in and hit subscribe to stay informed with.
Here we go. Let's get your opinion on this. It probably sounds like Jerry West, actually. Listen to this.
Welcome to Mike Drops Up Close. We speak to entrepreneurs and thought leaders from all around the globe. Tune in and hit subscribe to stay informed with inspiring stories from our amazing guests. We get up close and personal, covering subjects from business, marketing, and mindset. Hosted by Michael Calisferis, a successful digital marketer and property investor.
Property investor. That's a typical podcast intro.
It's actually pretty good. However, I disagree with you, and I do think it should be your voice.
My voice. Oh,
You have a great
no,
voice.
don't do that to me.
You have a great voice. You have the accent.
I
You
don't
have
like my
everything.
voice. They can listen to my voice in the podcast itself. There you go. I don't know. I when I listen back to my voice, I'm like, ew, it makes me cringe. I know that's very common for people, but it makes me cringe. But thank you, Des. You've been amazing. Just by the way, I'm not quite a vegan yet, but I'm slowly getting there with my diet. I'm on a weight loss challenge, and I remember we were on holiday, and you were like, "We need to become vegan," and I'm like, "No fucking way." But I tell you, the amount of diet I've been doing to lose weight, I've lost 2 stone in 6 weeks, and you know, I may as well just become vegan. Sod it. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But
yeah,
but yeah.
your transformation has been pretty incredible. I've been following it. And by the way, thank you so much for having me and for all the nice things you said about me and for introducing me to your people.
You're more than welcome anytime, and we'll definitely hook up when you're back in. Is it May you're coming to the UK?
Yeah.
May or June?
May.
Cool. We'll hook up then. We'll sort something out. Definitely. All the best. Thanks again, everybody. Thank you for joining me on Mic Drops Up Close, and thank you, Desi. It's been a great interview. Really appreciate it, and we'll honestly connect with Desi. She's an amazing person, brilliant entrepreneur, and she's got a really great heart, and she knows it up there. She's on it. All right. Thank you. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
If you enjoyed listening, then please subscribe to The Mic Drop Show and connect with Michael on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram.